Hi, I'm Tuxedo Max Darian here, and today we're going to talk about, you know, so yeah, okay. So maybe we can talk about this and then, you know, have it, have it done with. All right. So there's always going to be these folks that like one over the other, and that's just the way it is. Um. So first you have those who like the Deke and Pioneer. Well, some are going to call it take on Sailor Moon, and there were a lot. And then there's the Viz one. Now, when someone asks about, oh, so when someone's asking about where did the hate come from, I don't really want to say it's hate. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. For us to even know the yesteryear of the hate, we got to go back to 1995. Now, in 1995, I'm sure that some knew about Sailor Moon, but not everyone. And by that point, Sailor Moon had at least been running for at least 1, 2, or 3 years before that point. So it was already long running before that, of course. Now, a lot of folks out there a lot of folks are gonna say, "Oh, if you read what they're gonna say, a lot of folks are going to say something like, oh, well, and then it came out. And then folks are going to say, oh, they didn't like it and they went to the subs. Well, very few of them even had leaners or computers at their own house at that time. They were they were costly. They were worth a lot, and to get the own one, it was like a big thing. So not everybody had it. So for Wikipedia to say, well, they jumped right to the suds would imply that at that point everyone had one. Maybe some did, some didn't. But would say that a lot of folks did not have them because they were worth a lot. Not that they're not worth a lot now, but back then they were worth a lot. So, and they get mad over names being shifted, stead names being shifted, some followings not being done or cut out, and cleaning ship and things being cleaned, you know. And apparently this is where their hate comes from. I mean, anything goes way beyond that kind of hate. I mean, yeah, there was hate for some folks didn't like the speaking or talking show players, I guess you call them. Um. So anyway, and some folks bitched about that, and then other folks, got mad over how benders or homosexuals or whatever you want to call them were treated. Um, and he just added that on to the hate, which I don't really think it was never needed. Where did it come from? I don't know. You know, and then there's a lot of folks out there that, and then on the other side, you have Viz, and apparently that one seems to be on and off of some folks. Some folks like it, some folks don't like it. Now I know there's going to be some folks out there saying, "Oh, well, that's how it should have been done." Well, that's how it would have been handled if things weren't the way they were back then, but they were what they were. And I don't understand the hate that the Deke one gets or the Pioneer one gets. I do not understand it. I mean, you couldn't make them happy, that's true. But for them to be mad over names being shifted and stead names being shifted, okay? And yeah, it was, being sad, no, being mad that the certain followings were skipped over. Um, I don't understand why to be mad about all that shit for, or where all this hate came from. I mean, you talk to a lot of folks on YouTube and whatever, and a lot of them are either gonna like it or they're gonna hate it, you know. And then here is some of the dumbest. Here is some of the fights that I have heard about why some folks didn't like it. But I've already heard all that. The point is, I don't know where the hate came from. You know, it's like I don't understand where the hate came from. I don't think anybody does. So, and I could make this film, and I really don't know where all the hate came from. Yes, maybe some didn't like it, but for it to be hated by a lot of folk out there, that is kind of sad, you know? And you might think to yourself, oh, it is what it is. I don't know where the hate comes from. No one really knows if about the English hate. And then, oh, well, them hating on it since it's in English, I don't really, that one I don't understand. You know, I don't understand that one at all, okay? It's in your own speech, so you're going to hate it since of that. All right? You're going to hate it for names being shifted. You're going to hate it for stead names being shifted. I don't get that either, you know? I really do not. But that's all I know. I do not know where all this hate came from for Deacon Pioneer's take on Sailor Moon. Was it flawless? No. It was not flawless. But this hate was not needed. Okay, that's it. I'm Tuxedo Mask Darian, and I hope you like this film.